What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Tarun's Thoughts. My name's Tarun Shetty. These are my thoughts. Good morning. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I did. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I mean, it was interesting for me, but I was more bothered by the cold weather in New Hampshire. I mean, that was freezing to me. And honestly, like something didn't feel right being back in New Hampshire. Just isn't that weird? Like I spent 40 years, or not 40, but I spent 30 something years in that state, and it just didn't feel like home, right? And I think about, when we moved to this Florida house. I remember I told my mom, I don't know if I would have liked this, and she was like, you know what? Let's just put our stuff from our old house in New Hampshire, put it in this new house, and it'll feel like a home. And she was absolutely right. And I think what happens with like where you live is you equate people, right? Like furniture, like the people who you are friends with, they really make a difference. So like when I was growing up in New Hampshire, like I had friends there, and my family was there. It felt like a home. But like, now I go back, my parents aren't there anymore. A lot of my friends moved away. Like I've got some family there, but now it's not the same as the friends I grew up with and my parents. So it just doesn't feel quite the same. So coming back to Florida, I don't think Florida is the best, but it felt better coming back here despite all the decrepit old people walking around here like Night of the Living Dead. Aside from that, Florida is okay. But last night I went running. I'm going to tell you, I think I talked about this once, but I'm just going to repeat this for people who are clamoring to know about my high cholesterol. Over pandemic, I was like drinking a lot. I was just depressed. So I gained a bunch of weight. And man, I went to the doctors in LA because I've got, Blue Cross California. And they were like, your cholesterol is high. And I was like, what? I've never had high cholesterol ever in my life. I've always been, in great shape, right? Because of what I do essentially. So I always worked out, but I let it slip. And so I came back and I just cut out all sugar, sort of like running every day. And I dropped it on my own, like 20 points. And they were like, oh, we're good. The doctor was like, no medication needed. Just keep this up. And of course, it's not been an easy couple months. So things have been degrading slowly. And I've been, drinking here and there and going to Dunkin' Donuts here and there. And I feel it coming. And so I started running again at night. And, this health thing, man, it's just, as we get older, it's like this new thing that you got to battle. Like this was never even a concern when I was in my 20s, but now it's like, damn, I got to be on it. And my friend Darren turned me on to this guy named David Goggins, who is this like ex Navy SEAL guy. I mean, check him out. Like this black dude. I guess he was like overweight at one point, and he lost a bunch of weight and joined the Navy SEALs. He was like the 36th black guy to ever make it, and really motivational dude. And I started listening to his stuff at night, like when I run. And this guy is just like, his approach is like, hey, stop being a bitch. Like it's hilarious, but it's also motivating because sometimes I get in these like negative spirals. I think we all do, right? I mean, I can't be the only one, especially when you have nothing surrounding you. Like I think sometimes with jobs, you get like promotions, you have people encouraging you, supporting you. And comedy, guess what? Nobody really supports you. I mean, yeah, you get laughs, but most people are in competition with you. They don't want you to succeed. It's just you by yourself, with an espresso trying to write jokes in your room by yourself or whatever it is. It's a lonely lifestyle. And there's a reason why most comics are just, psychopaths. Anyways, so I've been really trying to counter that in my own mind because I don't want to be, some, 60-year-old fat guy who's just depressed living by himself. Like I've got to fix this now and take the right action. Another part of that is, negativity. I was like, dude, I can be super sarcastic. Like I will just, crush you in my mind. If I'm around like an amateur comedian or if I think you're lazy, like, if I'll make a comment and then that comment will lead to the next comment. Next thing you know, I'm just like venting about this person. And I've been really, trying to, watch my words. Like, I don't want to be that guy, right? Who's just always just jealous of other people. And I think that's another thing of showbiz. It just breeds it breeds jealousy because there's only so many spots, right? And you there's no equality either, right? Like the best person doesn't always win, and sometimes that has negative results on people who are watching from the outside. Long story short, I'm trying to just fix everything, like my internal operating system, like how I act, what I do for exercise, what I say, and maybe, just maybe, it'll have a positive result on the whole. But we'll see. I do know that caffeine helps a lot, though. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk soon. Take care.